Behold the Boston Terrier, the American gentleman, a dapper little dog dressed in a permanent tuxedo. With those big, soulful eyes and a wiggle that could power a small city, it's easy to see why humans are utterly smitten. They look like the perfect low-maintenance companion, a tiny butler ready to charm your guests. But beneath that polished exterior lies a world of comical and sometimes serious struggles. This isn't just a dog, it's a masterpiece of questionable design, a triumph of cuteness over practicality. Before you fall head over heels for this charismatic creature, let's pull back the curtain and peek into the hilarious, high-maintenance reality of their existence. Their life is a beautifully orchestrated symphony of snorts, farts, and existential sighs. And it's time we gave these little gentlemen the understanding and the belly rubs they so rightly deserve. Welcome to the secret life of a Boston Terrier, where every day is an adventure in adorable adversity. The most defining feature of a Boston Terrier, their squished little face, is also their greatest atmospheric nemesis. This condition, known as brachycephaly, essentially means they were designed with all the respiratory efficiency of a clogged vacuum cleaner. Every breath is a production, a symphony of snorts, grunts, and wheezes that could rival a snoring grizzly bear. They sound like a tiny, adorable Darth Vader in a constant state of mild panic. While other dogs are effortlessly sniffing the world, the Boston is trying to remember if breathing is an inhale first or exhale first activity. This built-in breathing blooper makes vigorous exercise a potential extreme sport, and a peaceful night's sleep a distant dream for their owners. Their snores aren't just noise, they are a dramatic monologue detailing the epic struggle of getting oxygen from point A to point B through a labyrinthine nasal passage. It's a constant, noisy battle for the most basic element of life. Those big, beautiful, soul-piercing eyes are the Boston Terrier's primary tool for manipulation, capable of securing treats and forgiveness with a single glance. However, these gorgeous orbs are also their biggest liability. Protruding from their skulls like twin crystal balls, they are perfectly positioned to collide with every coffee table corner, stray branch, and errant grain of sand on the planet. This makes them highly susceptible to scratches, ulcers, and the dreaded cherry eye, a condition where a gland pops out, making them look like they're trying to smuggle a tiny tomato in their eyelid. Their vision for the future is often cloudy, quite literally, as cataracts are a common feature in their golden years. Owning a Boston means becoming a part-time ophthalmologist, constantly applying eye drops and scanning for potential hazards. They see the world with wonder and also with a significant amount of peril. The Boston Terrier's body is a temple, but it's a temple that is seemingly allergic to the world it lives in. These poor dogs can be allergic to everything from pollen and dust mites to the very food that fills their bowl. This often manifests as relentless, soul-crushing itchiness. They scratch, lick, and chew themselves with the frantic energy of a DJ spinning a record, turning their pristine tuxedo coat into a patchy mess. Finding a food that doesn't trigger a full-body meltdown is a culinary quest worthy of a Michelin star. Their skin can flare up in angry red patches at the mere suggestion of an allergen, making them look like they've just gone 10 rounds in a boxing match with a rosebush. Life for an allergic Boston is a perpetual cycle of cone-wearing, special diets, and medicated baths, all while they look at you with an expression that says, "Why is the planet so spicy?" If you're looking for a dog with a cast-iron stomach, you have come to the wrong place. The Boston Terrier's digestive system is as delicate and temperamental as a prima donna opera singer. The wrong kind of treat or a stolen morsel from the floor can trigger a gastrointestinal apocalypse of epic proportions. But the true hallmark of their digestive woes is their legendary flatulence. A Boston can clear a room faster than a fire alarm. These aren't just little puppy toots, they are silent, weaponized gas attacks that emerge from the most angelic-looking creature you've ever seen. One minute they are sleeping peacefully on your lap, and the next you're questioning all your life choices in a cloud of invisible evil. Their burps are equally impressive, often sounding like a full-grown man finishing a hearty meal. They are a walking, farting paradox of elegance and effluence. Boston Terriers are incredibly expressive, but their unique dialect is often lost in translation. They communicate through an elaborate language of snorts, grunts, reverse sneezes, and frantic wiggles that can be baffling to the uninitiated. A happy snort can sound like a sign of distress, and their infamous reverse sneeze is a horrifying spectacle that makes owners think their dog is choking, dying, and being possessed by a demon all at once. In reality, they're just clearing their sinuses, but the drama is undeniable. Their inability to bark like a normal dog means their attempts at sounding intimidating often come out as a series of comical huffs and puffs. They might be trying to warn you of an impending squirrel invasion, but it sounds more like they're having an asthma attack. It's a life of being perpetually misunderstood, a tiny orator whose profound speeches are mistaken for respiratory problems. Boston Terriers are the sports cars of the dog world, sleek, stylish, but with a terrible cooling system. That same short snout that hinders their breathing also makes it incredibly difficult for them to regulate their body temperature. They have about as much heat tolerance as a chocolate bar on a car dashboard in July. A short walk on a warm day can quickly turn into a medical emergency. While other dogs are gleefully chasing frisbees in the sun, the Boston is panting like a steam engine on the verge of explosion after a mere 30 seconds of mild exertion. They are solar-powered heat magnets, absorbing warmth and having no efficient way to release it. This means their summers are spent splayed out on the coolest patch of tile they can find, preferably directly in front of a fan, dreaming of Arctic tundras and ice cube-filled water bowls. Owning one is a constant exercise in weather monitoring and shade seeking. To a Boston Terrier, the concept of alone time is a cruel and unusual punishment. They are hardwired for companionship, earning them the nickname Velcro dogs. When their beloved human leaves, they don't just get sad, they enter a state of existential crisis. This separation anxiety can manifest in a variety of destructive and heart-wrenching ways, from mournful howling that would make a wolf weep to redecorating the house with the contents of the sofa cushions. They watch your every move, their big eyes filled with the preemptive sorrow of your departure. The simple act of putting on shoes can trigger a 5-act tragedy. They are not just your pet, they are your shadow, your adoring fan, and your tiny tuxedo-clad stalker. Leaving them alone feels like abandoning a national treasure, and they make sure you feel the full weight of that guilt upon your return. Despite their stocky, muscular appearance, Boston Terriers are built like a delicate piece of IKEA furniture, stylish but prone to structural issues if you're not careful. Their skeletal system is riddled with potential design flaws. Luxating patellas are common, where their kneecaps decide to pop in and out of place like a party trick, often requiring expensive surgery. Even more serious are potential spinal issues, like hemivertebrae, where misshapen vertebrae can lead to pain, weakness, and even paralysis. This means that while they have the spirit of a world-class acrobat, their bodies have the durability of a porcelain doll. Every jump off the sofa is a calculated risk, a potential prelude to a vet visit. They are a living, breathing reminder that you should always read the assembly instructions carefully, except they didn't come with any. Just as they are woefully unprepared for heat, Boston Terriers are equally offended by the cold. Their short, sleek coat offers about as much insulation as a single layer of tissue paper. When the temperature drops, they transform from a perky companion into a shivering, miserable lump of dog. They view winter not as a magical season of snow, but as a personal attack on their very existence. This is why the Boston Terrier has single-handedly fueled an entire industry of designer doggy sweaters, jackets, and booties. A well-dressed Boston's winter wardrobe is often more extensive and fashionable than their owners. They will refuse to go outside to do their business, giving you a look of profound betrayal, as if you've just asked them to walk barefoot across the Antarctic. They are tropical souls, trapped in a body that is perpetually unprepared for anything below 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Inside every Boston Terrier lives the heart of a champion athlete. They possess a boundless, joyful, and often chaotic energy that fuels their love for play. They want to run, jump, and chase with the ferocity of a dog 10 times their size. The problem is, their compromised body often can't keep up with their exuberant spirit. Their desire to play fetch for hours is rudely interrupted by their inability to, breathe. They will launch themselves into a frantic zoomy session, only to collapse into a panting, snorting heap moments later, looking utterly bewildered by their own physical limitations. It's a tragic comedy playing out in real time. They are tiny engines of joy constantly at risk of overheating or running out of fuel. Their enthusiasm writes checks their brachycephalic body simply can't cash, leaving them to dream of athletic glory from the comfort of a cool, air-conditioned lap. Boston Terriers are wickedly smart. They can learn tricks quickly, solve puzzle toys with ease, and figure out exactly which buttons to push to get what they want. However, this intelligence is paired with a stubborn streak a mile wide. They don't just obey, they perform a complex cost-benefit analysis for every command. Is the treat you're offering worth the effort of sitting? Probably. Is the satisfaction of barking at a leaf more rewarding than coming when called? Absolutely. This isn't disobedience, it's selective participation. They hear you perfectly well. They're just deciding if your request aligns with their personal agenda for the day. Training a Boston Terrier is less about teaching and more about negotiation. You have to convince them that your ideas are better than theirs, which, from their perspective, is rarely the case. They are tiny masterminds, forever plotting their next move in a world they are convinced they run. The Boston Terrier's short snout creates a significant real estate crisis in their mouth. They have the standard 42 adult dog teeth, but they have to cram them into a jaw designed for about half that number. The result is a chaotic jumble of dental crowding, where teeth grow in at odd angles, overlap, and create the perfect hiding spots for plaque and tartar. This makes them highly prone to periodontal disease, tooth decay, and breath that could wilt flowers. Brushing their teeth is less of a grooming task and more of a dental spelunking expedition, navigating a crowded maze of enamel. Regular professional cleanings are not a luxury, but a necessity to prevent their mouths from turning into a science experiment. It's yet another design flaw that turns a basic biological function into a high-maintenance, expensive ordeal, all hidden behind that charming, tight-lipped smile. Loving a Boston Terrier is an incredibly rewarding experience, but it's also a significant investment, both emotionally and financially. Their laundry list of potential health problems means that vet bills can accumulate faster than their shedding fur. They are, in essence, a subscription service for veterinary care. The cost of special diets, allergy medications, eye drops, dental cleanings, and potential surgeries can be staggering. But the financial toll is often matched by the emotional one. Worrying about their breathing on a hot day, panicking over every strange noise they make, and feeling the crushing guilt of leaving them alone all take a toll. They are masters of capturing your heart completely, which makes their struggles your struggles. They are a tiny, expensive, worrying-inducing package of pure, unadulterated love, and their owners wouldn't have it any other way. While not a struggle for every Boston, congenital deafness is a known issue within the breed, particularly in dogs with predominantly white coats. These pups are born into a silent world, unable to hear their owner's call or the squeak of their favorite toy. While it may seem like a significant disadvantage, these dogs are remarkably adaptable. What they lack in hearing, they make up for with their other senses, becoming masters of reading body language and feeling vibrations. They might not hear you coming, but they can feel you walk across the room. Training requires a different approach, relying on hand signals and visual cues, but their intelligence and desire to please remain unchanged. It's a silent struggle that highlights their incredible resilience, proving that communication is about much more than just sound. They navigate their quiet existence with the same goofy charm and loving spirit as their hearing counterparts. So, the American gentleman is a bit of a beautiful mess. He's a snorting, farting, high-maintenance marvel of genetic quirks. Life as a Boston Terrier is a constant negotiation between a playful soul and a body full of compromises. They battle for breath, squint at the world through vulnerable eyes, and love with an intensity that can lead to a full-blown panic attack when you leave to get the mail. They are a walking, wiggling testament to the idea that perfection is boring. To love a Boston is to embrace their flaws, to celebrate their weirdness, and to become an expert in managing their myriad of adorable afflictions. They require patience, a good sense of humor, a well-padded savings account, and an endless supply of cuddles. In return, they give you a love so pure and comical that it makes every struggle, every snore, and every vet bill completely and utterly worth it.